days and 40 nights.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are in day 13 today. We are at day 13 of the Lenten challenge, where every day I'm trying to answer these questions you sent me a minute or two at a time. And today we are continuing with part 2 of a question I started yesterday. The question was basically came at me like, did he really tempt Jesus in the desert? Because, I mean, how could he? Jesus, the Son of God. I mean, how is that possible? So yesterday I answered the easy answer, which is, yeah, he did. And it's written down and we can actually talk about that. Today I'm going to talk about what that actually means. Like the idea of what tempting, like what the 3 temptations actually talk about and why he went so far to do it, like the reasons. So did he? And what for? Kind of a thing. So I'm going to get into that today. We're going to start the clock, and remember, I edited my challenge to say that I'm going to try to be under a minute, but no more than 2. No more than 2 if I can help it. So, part 2, did Satan really tempt Jesus in the desert? Go. So, as I said yesterday, yes, he did. But what does that mean? Because if Jesus is the Son of God, I mean, how could Satan even do that? I mean, he's the Son of God. He doesn't, would he even get hungry? Well, for the record, yes, Jesus ate a lot, okay? It's amazing how more pictures of him that we have aren't of him being a bit beefy. But the fact of the matter is he also walked everywhere. So even though he ate a lot, he had a lot of cardio. So he was working with the energies he had. So he wouldn't gain weight. Plus the fact, Son of God, maybe he had a lot of extra metabolism. The point is that, yes, he ate. Yes, he slept. Yes, he did all the human things. He got tired. He got sad. All those things happened. Even though, yes, he was the Son of God. Even though, yes, he had the full entitlement of God on his shoulders, part of him, inside of him, all about him. It was his dad, just like I have parts of my dad and parts of my mom as part of my makeup from where I came from. He is just all of that. But Satan was trying to poke at his human side, his weaknesses, the idea that your body can get weak and get hungry, your body can feel envy, can feel jealousy, can feel a want for power, for desires, for things. So he was trying to poke at that to prove, yeah, you're just human and fallible and can fall down like the rest of us and I can get you. And then on the other hand, though, these are also things that he had to conquer, because Jesus had to get over the idea of it isn't just about the physical needs I have. It isn't just about materialism, like the idea of having wealth in terms of when he was tempted with, I can give you all the kingdoms of the world. Or power isn't just about like being Superman. And the idea that, throw yourself off the building and then you could fly, just let it happen. The idea is that he had to get over all of these things because he had to show everybody that there's more to this life than power, than desires, than physical needs. Because in the midst of all this, he had to recognize that even in the midst of all that, the greater things were out there, that he had to follow what God had called him to be, that this mission was more important. So it wasn't just about, did Satan do it? It was the idea that the reason he was doing it was to try and trip up the Son of God and trying to get at him through his human side. And he didn't do it because Jesus, first of all, knew better, because he came from a pretty high and mighty place, so he knows there are greater things than these. And more importantly, he recognized just how important it was to, first of all, turn away from Satan, who was like evil, and also to recognize that God is above all things, even sometimes when we're hungry. So you remember how I changed my my times? Boom. Yikes. That is the longest answer I've given. And I hope I answered it because I was trying to cover a lot in a few minutes, but basically, yeah. So did it happen? Yes. And why? Well, even with all the physical things that were being tempted, Jesus had to show everybody, including himself and God above, that there are greater things than these. Now, does that mean you have to go starve yourself for Lent? No, because we aren't the Son of God. But we are his friends, his family, his brothers and sisters in faith. So to be able to show our faith at all times, even when we're being tempted ourselves out in the world, that's something we need to try and do, to remember that even when we are tempted with things that seem great, that seem better than ever, like power, like to be in a position of power and to use it to get what we want, or to use money to get what we want, or to eat too much, at the end of the day, it's something that each of us needs, and not power in those things, but there are things that we each need, that we need to be looked after equally, and to get ahead of somebody else just for the sake of it. God is more important than that. God has even said to look after each other, which is more important than getting it for ourselves. And that's kind of what Jesus being tempted in the desert is about. It's the idea that, yeah, we get tempted too, so did Jesus, but look what he did. He turned it down. And we're supposed to be like him in our faith. So that's basically it. The two-part question is, A, yeah, he was tempted, but the reason was to show us how to get around it, how even he can be tempted, but not sin. So in the midst of all these things, sometimes we get tempted, like, well, I didn't give up chocolate for Lent, and I'm going to go have some. But when you have that moment where you're wondering, like, should I do something? If you have to ask yourself, sometimes that might mean it's not the best idea. So think about those things. Even Jesus had those struggles. All right, this is long enough. So we're going to move on to day 14 tomorrow. Stay safe, pray safe, and I'll talk to you then. God bless, guys.